Racing to the 2022 Breeders' Cup, and let's get a racing update for Saturday, June 25th. Update you on the Breeders' Cup Classic plans and also some other Breeders' Cup racing news this week. Starting off with the racing recap, we've got the Ohio Derby from Thistledown, and the winner, Tawny, goes off as the second favorite behind White Abarrio. Some fast fractions set in this race from Classic Causeway from that outside post. He got a little bit of pressure up front. They ran 1:11 for the 6 furlongs from Pineapple Man. That allowed White Abarrio to sit in third place, and then Tawny was on the outside in fourth place. Coming into the turn, Tawny made his move going wide. White Abarrio was in between horses. Those two battled, but Tawny picked up the victory. He's now got a couple of stakes wins. He won the Lexington at Keeneland and also ran a nice race at Turfway Park this year. And now he picks up the Ohio Derby, a big purse at 1 1/8 for Tawny. Brad Cox, the trainer in this one. The mother of all gooses today, it was a 4-horse field. Big favorite was Juju's Map, 1-2 off a victory at Churchill Downs, but it was Chad Brown at 6-1, longest shot in a 4-horse field. Shahama was bet down for Todd Pletcher. Of course, the favorite was Juju's Map, and Gerrymander, sweeping move going into the turn, won with authority. Of course, this time out, this horse, first time out last time at Churchill Downs, was bet down going 7 furlongs, never fired, and as a lot of times the case with Chad Brown runners, they fire that second time off the bench. We saw it with search results earlier this year. We saw it with a few other horses last year, and Mother Goose winner Gerrymander looks like she could be a player in that 3-year-old filly division the rest of 2022. Lady Rocket gets the victory over Bell's the One and Sconson at Churchill Downs. Of course, those hard hitters, older fillies and mares, they run in the filly and mare sprint. Obligatory already has the win and you're in. Bell's the One, not enough pace for her in this one, and Lady Rocket picks up the win after a couple of losses. The big news this week, Breeders' Cup and older horse racing, 3-year-old racing. $1 million bonus again being offered by Monmouth Park if a horse can win the Haskell, the Travers, and the Classic. Of course, nobody's ever done this. Pretty hard to do because that Haskell is 1 1/8, Travers is 1 1/4, and then of course November 5th at Keeneland is the Classic this year, the Breeders' Cup Classic. Now the schedule coming up for Breeders' Cup win and you're in races, we've got the Princess Rooney at Gulfstream, Stephen Foster at Churchill Downs next Saturday, July 2nd, the Haskell Stakes on July 23rd, the Belmont Derby on July 9th, and the Belmont Oaks. 26 horses were nominated in the first round of invites from Belmont for the Belmont Derby and the Belmont Oaks. Those are Grade 1 races, part of the Turf Triple Crown at Belmont and Saratoga in the summer, July, August, and going into the fall. So definitely some horses to watch. You've got Emmanuel nominated, invited for the Derby, some Europeans, and then on the Oak side, Chad Brown has 3 invites as well. That'll be on July 9th. Meanwhile, Saratoga announces their dates July 14th through September 5th. Of course, their big schedule is going to have the 3-year-olds for Curlin on July 29th, the Jim Dandy for 3-year-olds on July 30th. That'll get horses into the Travers Day Stakes, which is on August 27th, and then the older matchup, we've got the big Whitney Stakes at 1 1/8, usually the premier race at Saratoga, going 9 furlongs with the big purse and the Grade 1 status. Stephen Foster is a win and you're in for the Classic division. Of course, we've got Mandaloun pointing for that race. He ran last time out in Saudi Arabia. Olympiad looks like he'll be favored in a small field there. Title ready for Dallas Stewart. Proxy trying to get back on the winning side. He's faced up against some good horses. Americanrevolution for Todd Pletcher. He was bet down in the prep race for that one in the Blame Stakes. He's going to come back in that. And First Samurai. So small, but nice field. Olympiad really on a roll right now. Proxy training and working well, racing well, and Mandaloun. He's never officially won a Grade 1 race. Disappointed in Saudi Arabia. Worked out 6 furlongs in 1:12 and change in his most recent workout. Good rendition of the Stephen Foster. Now on the DISTAFF side, next Saturday, we're going to have the Fleur de Lis. Shedaresthedevil gets a rematch with Pauline's Pearl. Those two met up on Kentucky Oaks and Derby Day weekend. It was Pauline's Pearl getting the victory that time. Last time out, she lost in the prep. The long shot in that race was She's All Wolfe. She's going to run in the Fleur de Lis. She Dares the Devil and Pauline's Pearl, probably the favorite. Super Quick, a big speed figure in her last race. And then Will's Secret for the coach, D. Wayne Lucas, among the 6 horses pointing for that Fleur de Lis. Part of a big stakes race. They've caught the Grade 2 on the turf, the Wise Dan, and then also some other stakes races on that card at Churchill Downs. 3-year-olds starting to sort themselves out now for the Travers Stakes and the Haskell. We've got Zandon, he's back on the work tab for Chad Brown. Epicenter working out for Steve Asmussen. Jack Christopher pointing for the Haskell Stakes next after that big win in the Woody Stevens. Taiba working out, he may come for the Haskell. Cyberknife won at Churchill Downs, definitely a nice runner. And then you've got Homebrew, a big win for Brad Cox in the prep for the Haskell last week. Mo Donegal, most likely going to point for the Travers Stakes for trainer Todd Pletcher after that big Belmont Stakes. And then Nest and Secret Oath, the 3-year-old fillies, along now with Gerrymander, they could be looking at the CCA Oaks and possibly the Alabama at 1.25 miles. And of course, remember, you got that Grade 1 Cotillion from Pennsylvania from Parks Racing as well. Now the 4-year-old and up scene, we've got Flightline, Life is Good, Olympiad, Speaker's Corner, and Jackie's Warrior. Jackie's Warrior most likely going to stay sprinting. Life is Good possibly coming back in the John Nehrude Stakes. We'll talk more about him. No word on Flightline after the big win on the Met Mile. We did have a workout from Malathot and Jack Christopher after their most recent wins. And then Speaker's Corner, he faded badly after running the big fractions in that Met Mile race. He may cut back to the forego at Saratoga at 7 furlongs and maybe take on a horse like Jackie's Warrior. Now, Life is Good. A lot of people forgetting about this horse after the big race, going 1.25 miles in the Dubai World Cup. But remember, this horse, 8 lifetime races. He's got 6 wins, and his only loss was at 7 furlongs in the Jerkins. Of course, got one of the unusual past performances, highlighted it there. He's ran 8 times. He's been favored in all 8 of his career races. Be interesting to see if he takes on Flightline, if they go in that 1 1/8 Whitney, who would be favored in that one, as Flightline has been favored in all 4 of his races. So Life is Good, most likely pointing for the John Nehrude at 7 furlongs, and then they can come out of that and see where they want to go for his next start. Of course, he won the Breeders' Cup, big-ass Fans Dirt Mile last year. Challenge Series continues with some more races. Don't forget, we've got a Breeders' Cup update from last week. You can watch that at the link above. Also got a video on Flightline, just how fast has he been to start his career. Do you have a comment on the Breeders' Cup? Who do you like in the Belmont Derby and the Stephen Foster? Leave a comment as we get you ready for the Breeders' Cup 2022.